My peace was tested, and it didn't break. This is not about blame. It is about practice. Peace is not proven when life is easy. Peace is proven when the heart is tested. Today, I want to share something real. Not a perfect story, not a dramatic story, just a human story. A story about walking. A story about recognition. A story about criticism. And a story about what peace actually looks like when it is no longer an idea, but a practice. Take one slow breath with me, because this is not about defending anything. It is about understanding how peace works. For many decades, I have been part of Walk for Peace in many countries. Not always visibly, not always publicly, but consistently. Walking has never been a performance for me. It has been a teacher. When people walk together in silence, something subtle happens. The mind begins to soften. The pace of thought slows. The body aligns with the earth. The heart becomes less aggressive. Walking teaches humility. Walking teaches patience. Walking teaches endurance without drama. Over the years, I have seen this quiet transformation again and again. That is why walking became part of my life's rhythm. In September 2025, something unexpected happened inside me. There was no meeting, no announcement, no invitation. Just an instinct. A phrase rose within me. Truth is walking. In Bengali, Shotyo hate. Not truth is arguing, not truth is trending, not truth is winning. Truth is walking. Steady, unannounced, unapplauded. So I created a Facebook page called Truth is Walking. I began writing a story series inspired by Buddhist mindfulness practice. Instead of placing the story in the United States, I placed it in Bangladesh. Because truth does not belong to geography. It belongs to sincerity. At that time, I did not know there would be an official Walk for Peace happening in the United States. No one informed me. There was no coordination. I was simply following an inner sense. Around the end of October 2025, while scrolling through Facebook, I saw it. Walk for Peace, USA. I paused. There was no dramatic reaction, no sense of being left out, no accusation. Just stillness. Sometimes life confirms what your heart already sensed. Instead of asking, "Why was I not told?" I asked, "How can I support?" And I began creating, artwork after artwork, quote after quote, song after song. Over several hundred pieces, distributed freely. No contract at that time, no official recognition, no guarantee, just contribution. Even my family and friends were unsure. They did not criticize harshly, but they questioned, why invest so much time, money? Why dedicate so much energy? What is the outcome? Peace work rarely looks logical. It often looks unnecessary until it becomes meaningful. At the end of November 2025, I received my first call from the Walk for Peace Committee. They told me they wanted to use my song as the official song. On December 8th, it was approved and published in their official page. Yes, it was meaningful, but something important must be said. My work did not change after that approval. I did not become louder. I did not become entitled. I did not become attached. Because if your motivation changes when recognition arrives, then your service was conditional. I continued creating, sharing, supporting, exactly as before. Many people asked me, "Will you join them physically, at least in Washington, D.C.?" From the first day, my answer was no. Not out of distance, not out of rejection, but because I do not need to be physically visible to serve. Over decades, I have declined awards offered to me. Visibility has never been my measure. Contribution has. So I remained where I was, working quietly. Then something else happened, and this part is important. After my song was approved and shared as the official song, I later saw another announcement today declaring another song as their official song. Two announcements, two uses of the word official. For a moment, the mind naturally reached for a story. What does this mean? Did something change? Was I temporary? Was there a misunderstanding? Not loud thoughts, just subtle movements. And that's where the real practice begins. Because peace is not only tested by criticism, peace is tested by attachment. Attachment to recognition, attachment to titles, attachment to being defined in a certain way. I paused, and I remembered something that has guided me for decades. I did not begin this work to be official. I began because I felt sincerity. If another song is also called official, may it serve. If many songs carry the spirit of the walk, may they all serve. Peace is not a competition for credit. Peace is contribution without grasping. Titles can change, wording can change, organizations evolve, but intention remains. If my peace depends on being labeled official, then my peace is borrowed. And borrowed peace can be taken away. But if my peace depends on sincerity, on right intention, on harmlessness, on steady practice, then no post can disturb it. And truly, it did not disturb my peace. Not because I am above emotion, but because I have learned not to anchor my center in external words. Truth keeps walking. One breath, one step, one world. Now comes another layer of testing. On my page, I posted a video with a simple message. No one welcomed them, but they still walked for peace. At the beginning of that walk, there was no crowd, no applause, no celebration. Only footsteps, silence, intention. In the video, I used the official Walk for Peace song, my song, as background music. For many people, that song carried emotion, memory, unity. Then comments began to appear. One thoughtful comment suggested including date and location for clarity. That was wise. Peace includes context. Peace includes inclusion. But other comments were harsher. One said, "This terrible AI music ruins the video. Leave it in original sound or no sound at all." At first, I could not see that comment. My content filter had hidden it. I had a choice: leave it hidden or unhide it. I felt the tightening in the chest, the small flicker of defensiveness. That is where peace is tested. Not in grand speeches, but in small moments of irritation. I took one breath, and I asked myself, do I want to understand or protect my ego? So I unhid the comment. I read it slowly, and I asked, "Is there any truth here?" The tone was strong, but the preference was real. Some people prefer silence in walking videos. For them, footsteps and wind are more powerful than music. Some people dislike AI. Some people are tired of repetition. These are perspectives. Peace does not require agreement. Peace requires room. Then another question arose. If someone uses AI harmfully, whose fault is it? The tool or the intention? A hammer can build a home. A hammer can break glass. The hammer is neutral. The heart decides. Technology is similar. The intention behind it determines its direction. In my case, the intention was to support peace, not deceive, not manipulate, simply create. So I chose something simple. I wrote a thank you message. Not sarcastic, not superior, just sincere. Thank you for sharing your view. Because peace is not silence in the face of disagreement. Peace is response without aggression. Let me share the method I practiced in that moment. First, notice the tightening. Second, take one breath. Third, ask if there is truth inside the discomfort. Fourth, choose the response that creates less harm. This is how peace works. It is not dramatic. It is not heroic. It is disciplined awareness. Peace is not the absence of criticism. Peace is how you meet criticism. Peace is not proven when everyone agrees. Peace is proven when you remain steady in difference. If your peace disappears when tested, it was only comfort, not peace. True peace remains, even when labels change, even when comments sting, even when recognition shifts, even when silence replaces applause. True peace walks on. One breath, one step, one world. Now I ask you gently, what was the last moment that tested your peace? Was it criticism? Was it disappointment? Was it being overlooked? Was it being replaced? Was it being misunderstood? When that moment came, what did you choose? Did you react quickly, or did you pause? There is no shame in reacting. We are human, but there is strength in learning. If each time we are tested, we pause 1 second longer, that is growth. If each time we are challenged, we respond with slightly less harm, that is peace in motion. Peace is not proven in ceremonies. Peace is proven in private decisions. And I want to close with something simple. Aloka says, if your peace disappears when tested, it was only comfort, not peace. True peace remains, even when labels change, even when comments sting, even when recognition shifts, even when silence replaces applause. True peace walks on. One breath, one step, one world.